Religious sectarianism, political violence has shaped this space literally for centuries. This space here that I'm currently standing in for 50 years has seen this wall grow higher, not lower, even after the signing of the Good Friday Agreement. So as you can see, initially there's this concrete side to it, and then there's a wire bit towering literally 30, 40, 50 feet. And so a number of community groups in the area have looked at this whole concept of separation, walls, division. And I'm just passing where it says the word Israel, the word Palestine. We think of the security barrier, as the Israelis call it, or the separation barrier, as Palestinians call it. The Shankill, where I'm standing now, the Protestant Unionist side of this space in Belfast. The Falls, the other side of this fence, the Catholic nationalist side of this space. But it's also wider than that because it alludes to Nicosia, another divided city. It alludes to Baghdad. We're well aware of the walls in Baghdad because of the Iraqi conflict and religious and political division in that space. It also alludes to Berlin. For many of us, we remember the tumbling of the Berlin Wall, something many of us probably in our lifetimes believed would never happen. And so the question's asked, will these walls ever come down? The only way they ever come down is through human engagement, through relationship, through dialogue, through understanding, through healthy disagreement. And it's interestingly, at the bottom are different words that we all know, but words that are pregnant with meaning. The word security, we seek security. The word separation, how toxic religion and toxic politics separates. The word perception, I mean, what is your perception of the other? How do you know that perception is true if you've never actually engaged with the other? And then the word reality. How do we bring real emotions, fears, which is our next word? How do we bring trust into this concept? How do we bring belief? And interestingly, as I was alluding to earlier on, there's a map there of another contested space. So I'm standing here in a very contested space, but there is the old city of Jerusalem and the different quarters that many of us are aware of. The Christian quarter, the Jewish quarter, the Muslim quarter. A map there of Israel, of Gaza, and of the West Bank. Another contested space being displayed in a contested space 3,000 miles away. Our work in Rethinking Conflict really works in three primary regions. The unfinished business of the Irish peace process. The Israeli-Palestinian theatre. Their business has not even begun of building peace. There is no agreement. And work in the United States, looking at legacy issues within the United States. We all know the division, the linguistic violence that has been in the US in recent years. And so both kind of theologically and psychologically, with different faith-based groups, with academics, with NGOs, Rethinking Conflict builds relationships to look at the legacy of slavery, the legacy of sectarianism, the legacy of division, the legacy of what sociologists call othering the other person who is dissimilar to me. Their skin color's different. They speak with a different accent. They come from a different part of the neighborhood. And I often say most conflicts have three primary concepts. Land, this is mine, not yours. Identity, my identity is better than your identity. And the whole concept of religion, what I sort of call theologies of superiority. That I am superior to you because of my interpretation of certain canons of faith. And we try to spill into these spaces to make a very concrete, tangible difference in people's lives, drawing on the experiences and the lessons from the Irish peace process.